thing I get accused of the most is, oh my god, you're using Nigeria to trend, you're using Nigeria for clout.
Whether you like it or not, I don't think, I know I've got some sort of Nigerian in me.
I'm gonna marry a Nigerian. I'm gonna marry a Nigerian. And you're gonna wear gele to my wedding. And you're gonna wear gele to my wedding.
Is it because of me you tie your gele, yeah?
Come to the conclusion that Nigeria is the greatest country in Africa, whether we like it or not.
From different countries that are not Nigeria are specifically wearing Nigerian clothing to their weddings. What kind of rubbish is this?
Everything is all about Nigeria. We want to talk like them, we want to act like them.
People themselves, they're very dominating. When you go to any community, you have Nigerians there, you have their presence felt.
If you don't get a sense of macabre from hearing how we are barring Nigerians, obviously, clearly because they are superior performers.
Especially if you're Nigerian, I need you guys front and center. I need you guys front row, because as usual, everything concerns you guys. I'm Cameroonian. A friend of my mom's friend, also turns out to be Cameroonian. She said that when she was having her wedding, she chose not to wear her traditional attire for her tribe. She chose not to wear traditional attire from her tribe, nor did she choose to wear Cameroonian attire at all. She chose to wear Nigerian attire, because she said that Nigerians, they modernized their clothing so well, it looks so fashionable, it looks so good. That's why she chose to wear Nigerian attire. And I was a bit shocked. I was like, okay. Then I go on TikTok, like clockwork, I get a whole bunch of videos on my For You page about how different from different countries that are not Nigeria are specifically wearing Nigerian clothing and Nigerian attire to their weddings. I said, wow. What kind of rubbish is this?
We need to start appreciating Nigeria for putting us on the map, because in most places you go, especially in this side of the world, you're asked, are you a Nigerian? Before they even ask you where you're from. Nigeria is on a level that most African countries will wish to be.
If you live in the diaspora, then you definitely know the influence that Nigerians have on all of us Africans. The Afrobeat music, the way you guys are unapologetically yourself, the way you guys are African and proud, these are things that we gravitate towards.
These people have great music, great food, great fashion, and they've mastered the most important thing, which is being themselves. You can spot a Nigerian from a mile away.
My favorite Nigerian phrase as a non-Nigeria, they play. But why did I come back to 15,000 more followers? Do you know why? Because I posted about Nigeria.
Song should me and my fiance walk down the aisle to?
The Afrobeat version of SpongeBob SquarePants.
So they don't really educate you that Africa is actually, most of them think Africa is a country. You know, even not for social media that we have now, that people can actually, go on social media and see how things actually are. And like people like me, my colleagues, not only music, even sports, fashion, those kind of things are showing people that, okay, this place is actually lit, you know what I'm saying? So with collaborations, I'm just happy that everything is changing, the narrative is changing.
A great thing is happening out of Africa right now, and the light is on everyone there, and I just want to, this is dedicated to Africa and Nigeria. Thank you.
And of course, anything Naija is going to be better. Naija. Naija is going to be better. Naija. That is the truth.
And am a Nigeria stan. I think Nigerians just really have their ish together, their culture together. Whenever you meet a Nigerian, like they're all doctors here in the USA, their families are together, they take marriage seriously. I wish I was Nigerian. I do, a little bit, but I'm not even a little bit. I'm not Nigerian, but they do have a very good culture. I told you there's something about Nigerians. I told you this yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I tell people I'm Nigerian. I'm gonna start just saying I am Nigerian. Nobody can tell me I'm not Nigerian. Everybody can be whatever they want to be nowadays. But I am a Nigerian stan. They are funny. They have very good values.
In a suitcase, left my worries at the door. With a heart.
Yo, on country music too, I'm actually about to get mad. And this is no hate, I'm Kenyan, alright? African pride all the way. But damn, y'all niggas is everywhere. Y'all niggas is everywhere.
Now, everybody wants to be Nigerian.
What's really popping right now? Afrobeats
are starting to get shocked at the level of influence that Afrobeat is having. But Afrobeat has been doing this for years.
Nigerians, it's high time you give us some breathing space. You need to give us some breathing space. You have occupied the whole music industry. You have us on chokehold. What? We can't breathe. Someone may think the whole music industry is composed of Nigeria. Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, Fireboy, Joe Boy, Mavins. But you are savage, you are who? We cannot breathe, my friend. Then there are these new artists who have come from nowhere, not even understand. Shimanya Sake, Sei Vibes, Shali Pop, call me Shali Pop. Please, I beg, take it.
When? How? At this point, I want to know how to become a Nigerian. When? How can I become a Nigerian? Because I don't just want to wear Nigerian design. I want to know, like, how the talents, the brain, the creativitiness, like, whatever it takes to create stuff like this, bro. See, when it comes to fashion, like I always say, nobody can beat Nigeria, bro. Like, the whole Africa, nobody. I know when you say stuff like that, people get on their feelings, right? But it's the facts. It's the facts. The fact is the fact. You can redesign it, you can copy, you can try it, but only the owner can own it, bro. Yeah, it won't come out like this. Like I always say, a Nigerian will sew my wedding clothes. A Nigerian will sew my wedding dress, bro. Like, I've always manifest this shit and it's going to happen. Just look at me, look at how beautiful I am already, look at how good. And then now imagine a Nigerian design on me, my skin, my body. Aye! Everywhere goes.
Nigerians are built differently. Listen, I just went to Harvard for a speaking engagement. When I tell you, everybody I met, what's your name? Nkechi, what's your name? Adeola, what's your name? Oluwafemi. I'm like, I felt like I was at a Nigerian convention or something, which proves what I always knew to be true. Nigerians are just the definition of excellence. Literally.
You know, from the time I was a little girl, I just was never a person who went along with what I was supposed to do or believe. I've always kind of wanted to wait. I want to sit with this for a while and think about it. Right. But also I want to make decisions based on knowledge and information. So I'm very keen on learning. Like if there's a subject and so I want to go read about it.
I had Nigerian friends in South Africa, and I remember I met them because there was an influx that came in and stayed, you know, and when I stayed in Hillbrow, I was friends with a lot of Nigerians. And I was always shocked at how confident Nigerians were. You know, I used to watch Nigerian movies with my Nigerian friends, and I was like, these things are horrible. I was like, why aren't you watching Hollywood movies? And I remember my friend would turn to me, and he would say to me, why can't I watch that movie, huh? But my favorite thing he used to say, because it would be like a white actress on screen, and I forget how he said it exactly, but he used to say something along the lines of, he'd be like, that lady can do nothing for me, oh. And I didn't understand it. But he was like, no, I watch our movies and our stories and our music is what we celebrate. And I had never seen this. It's like, what? But in my world, you aspire to the English. In my world, you aspire to that thing.
Degrees are the sixth love language of Nigerians.
Like Yvonne's family, many Nigerians who moved to the U.S. in the latter part of the 20th century doubled down on their culture, almost as a means of protection against inheriting the prejudice they saw Black Americans face. And as another means of combating discrimination, they placed an especially strong focus on higher education. So much so that they're the most educated immigrant group in the country.
I have a tattoo that says Naija no dey carry last, which translates to Nigerians don't finish last. I love my culture, and I say God and being Nigerian helped me get successful, because it was this drive of anything that I was supposed to put into being a doctor, I put into being an artist.
According to the United States Census Bureau, 4% of Nigerians hold a PhD. That, folks, is compared to 1% of the general U.S. population. They're way ahead. Also, 17% of Nigerians hold a master's degree and 37% have bachelor's degrees. These are people who are supposedly have no merit. According to data provided by Rice University in Texas, Nigerian Americans, folks, they are the most educated ethnic group in the United States.
College degrees. 43% of African immigrants have college degrees. 10% of white Americans have advanced degrees. 25% of Nigerian Americans have advanced degrees.
So Asians outperform all major racial demographics, including whites in education and medium income level. But if you look at subgroups, Nigerians outperform Asians.
Talent. Nigerians produce some of the most powerful engineers known to mankind. They got that math game on lock. Don't you let anybody else tell you that here.
Africans in general, we are just we are just innovative and creative people.
We are, but it's something about them in engineering.
Of course,
and all facets go black in terms of engineering. I mean, I'm talking
I know
civil,
what it is,
mechanical, I mean, everything.
You know that we have, they know how to take things to a different level. They know how to, the ingenuity. I mean, take it to the next level. I mean, that's why they have like the, like a Semi-Valley computer gurus there that they even, who was it said that they use Nigerians, the company said they use the Nigerians as far as running their whole computer systems and stuff.
I'm serious. So that's what I'm saying. No matter what facet of engineering in which you speak of, they got the game on lock. And you know, they don't get enough credit because just the real testament is the engineers, I'm telling you where they're coming from. They're coming out of Nigeria. They heavy with that math game. Engineering is about serious mathematics, and the brothers and sisters got it together.
What is the
2064.
Correct. Multiply 1/3 by
5/6.
Correct. What is or are the prime
2.
factors? Correct. Convert for
0.8.
Correct. Approximate 5 to 5.
530.
Correct.
Nigerians hold the belief that the best inheritance that a parent can give to their children is not material things, but it is a good education.
In the Nigerians need to be studied. And I know I'm one person who has been on these internet streets campaigning seriously for Nigeria and Nigerians as a people. But the excellence they strive to achieve in whatever it is they do needs to be studied. There is no industry in this God-green earth that there is no Nigerian that is flying on the highest level. And people who are doing something that is on another level, like their work ethics, their hard work, their resilience, and their consistency is something else.
Poetic, when they're upset, instead of saying I'm mad, they'll say my enemies have succeeded. My boyfriend is an Igbo man. Forgive me if I said that wrong, Nigerian. We were swimming at the beach one day and I wanted to swim farther out. And he said, I cannot die in another man's land. Sir, if you're not a strong swimmer, just say it. Why would you put him out there like that? Let him just be great, okay? He don't want to die in another man's land. It's beautiful. Listen, I love the way Nigerians talk. They're so like poetic when they say stuff. I just be mesmerized.
Everybody, I feel feverish. Nigerians, the devil is a liar.
Notice that the recent movies, almost everything, not just movies, series, you must hear Lagos or Nigeria. There's always that drop of Ayo or Chichi. There's always a reference to Nigeria in some way. In other words, you are aware of our existence.
Features in Nigeria. The features in Nigeria. I am Nigerian. They're like, yeah, you are. I'm like, yes.
Historic feat that sounds like a plot twist from a sci-fi movie. Dr. Olutoye, a Nigerian pediatric surgeon and co-director of the Texas Children's Fetal Center, performed an extraordinary operation on a 23-week-old fetus named Linley Boma. With a tumor the size of a grapefruit threatening her life, Olutoye, with the assistance of his team, heroically whisked the tiny patient out of her mother's womb for a high-risk surgery, removing 90% of the tumor in a tensed 5 hours. This remarkable procedure marked a world first as they carefully returned Linley to her mother's womb, where she continued to thrive.
Afrobeats everywhere now. Everybody now wants to dance, leg walk. Everybody wants to do zanku. Everybody wants to do this.
It's the Johnny Drill remix of Head on the Water, and it is absolutely naughty. Listen to this. It's like I'm on top of the world, but I'm falling under. An anchor pulling me down, can't take it any longer. I'm not gonna lie, the harder I try, I'm still stuck. I've been here for a while, there's nothing to go. Me, I don't know. Oh God, will you save my soul?
Chances are, if you have listened to a rap or pop station today, you have heard some Afrobeats songs.
Afrobeats, an African medley of R&B, pop, and hip-hop, being pumped out of mega cities like Lagos, has had millions of fans for years.
Something a little different. What's really popping right now? Afrobeats. Because it's different. The sound is different. It is unique.
You find that people like DJ Academics are starting to get shocked at the level of influence that Afrobeat is having. But Afrobeat has been doing this for years. 45,000 in London. Davido filling out O2 Arena in London. So
if you leave me, I gon' die, I swear. You are when you carry to my bed. What's that? You could be my partner, never eyes, you know. Girl, I wanna make you do. I wanna make you
Like, if you're not bopping to Afrobeat now, what are you dancing to? Movie industry. Now, Nollywood has gone to be the second largest in the world in terms of output, right after Bollywood. Are you kidding me? The quality of the movies right now, now Nollywood has its own category on Netflix, on Amazon Prime. My friend went to Kenya and she was telling me, Kenyans watch Nigerian movies more than we Nigerians watch Nigerian movies. Like, so I said Nigeria intimidates other African countries with Nollywood movies. So this was the rationale, right? So I think this person is from Malawi. The person says the dominance of Nigerian films on multi-choice has affected Malawians, copying the languages and attitudes displayed in those films.
We're trying egusi with fufu. I don't remember how I see people eat. I think they do this.
Nigerian food. So you pinch some of the fufu in your fingers and dip it in a stew.
I tried it with a goosey stew, which had a nice nutty flavour. My favourite dish was a goat stew. It had an awesome kick of spice and tasted amazing with fufu as well as white rice. This is Little Lagos in Newtown.
I'm about to try Nigerian food for the first time ever. 1. A Nigerian jollof rice, suya beef.
Can't come to a Nigerian event and look like a tramp. I'm sorry. Because people like to show out. You know when Kendrick said, sometimes you just gotta pop out and show what? It's not that N-word. The other N-word is Nigerians. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show Nigerians, because Nigerians don't attend events looking like a tramp. If they invite you to their event, an insult to a Nigerian is that if they invite you to an event and you don't look 10-10, it's rude. It's rude. These are the kind of standards I like.
If I had known the life I was searching for was already my own.
Our culture is beautiful, it is bold, it is majestic, and Nigerians carry it on their head.
Come to the conclusion that Nigeria is the greatest country in Africa. Whether we like it or not, Nigeria is the greatest country in Africa. These people have great music, great food, great fashion, and they've mastered the most important thing, which is being themselves. You can spot a Nigerian from a mile away. Me being African and me being Kenyan, it's hard for me to admit this, but it's the truth. And I wish if there was ever to be another colonization in Africa, I wish that Nigeria will colonize the whole of Africa so that everybody can be proud to be African and live so boldly without feeling inferior to anybody.
First of all, what is it about Nigerians that do so well of different immigration groups? Nigerians in particular are extraordinarily successful.
Not only is she the most populous black nation on earth, she's also produced some of the smartest and most notable people in the world. She's produced some of the most educated group of Africans in the diaspora. She's got a rich, beautiful, and diverse culture. She's put the African continent on the map thanks to her booming music and film industry. She's become the tech hub of Africa, and the list goes on. So why the hostility? It's no lie that Nigerians have a strong sense of self, which manifests in how they carry themselves, which some people translate to mean arrogance. Nigerians also take pride in their culture and country despite the challenges and never hesitate to show off their cultural heritage, be it in music, language, dance, dressing, or grooming. They take our women.
Nigerian men don't even know how to dress. When a Nigerian man decides to dress from head to toe, you really like it.
Women are attracted to successful and attractive men, and that is what most of these Nigerian men are in the foreign countries where they reside. Maybe they are also sweet talkers, but should you really blame the men for the taste of your women? Dominating presence.
People themselves, they're very dominating. When you go to any community, you have Nigerians there, you have their presence felt.
Syria also has a dominating presence in entertainment. Most Africans grew up watching Nigerian movies, and have become so familiar with Nigerian culture that some even adopt their mannerisms or slangs, which at times makes other citizens feel their culture is getting eroded.
See, Cameroonians using slangs, using words, borrowing everything that comes from Nigeria and putting theirs under the table. Everything is all about Nigeria. We want to talk like them. We want to act like them.
In music, Nigeria is also the dominant force, as most Africans consume mostly Nigerian songs. This has sometimes led to jealousy, envy, and deep-seated bitterness in some countries among some people.
How to Nigerian music in Cameroon?
You know what beats my logic all the time is how creative Nigerians are, most so with their phrases. Let me tell you guys, listen. As a non-Nigerians, there's some words that just blow my mind away. Listen to this. Your eye go clear. Imagine you're arguing with somebody and then you're like, you wait, your eye go clear.
I haven't posted on this app in ages, guys. But why did I come back to 15,000 more followers? Do you know why? Because I posted about Nigeria. Like, the last post I did was like talking about how Nigerians are so successful and I'm inspired by them. And I was like, and it went bare followers, and I was like, you know, this app is getting a bit too much for me. I need a little break. You guys are actually, I love it. I honestly, like, someone said, it's because God is Nigerian.
What is happening to Afrobeats? Because I'm trying to understand something. Every summer, one Afrobeat artist always gives us the tune of the year or the song of the summer. Last year we had Girl, I Wanna Be With You, but you know they get enough time for me. We also had this overloading, I'll be overload. Going on, Fireboy, I'm getting jealous. Fireboy, David, what's going on? Don Jazzy, Mavins. Guys, please, I need a summer tune because what else are we going to listen to?
Not a dry eye in the church.
Biggest difference between Nigerians and almost every other African is that, like, every other African has like a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very timid approach to life. Like, literally, like, if you say to like a South African, "Hey Trevor, you're doing well. How are things going?" Then as a South African, my instinct to respond is like, I'm trying, man. I'm doing okay. I'm trying. You know, like, you're lying. You see, this is what I mean by Nigerians.
45. The way that they use language is special. They make violence sound beautiful, so poetic. A Nigerian uncle will tell you that he's going to slap you, and it will sound almost Shakespearean.
My favorite Nigerian phrase as a non-Nigeria, they play. They play. They play. Somebody can tell me something very nonsensical, I just look at them and go like, play. It's just, they play. They play.
They are scammers. While the notoriety of people like Hush Puppy once again put Nigeria on the map for the wrong reasons, ignorance would be judging and labeling an entire country over the misdeeds of a few. Many people who have been scammed online practically associate any scammer with Nigeria as a result of the already existing stereotype. Am I saying there are no scammers in Nigeria? Of course not. But if a person steals from somebody, should his country be accused of theft? Some non-Nigerians have also claimed to be Nigerians when committing this crime, sometimes to defraud their own countrymen. In every country there are few bad apples, and Nigeria is no exception. Also, Nigeria is 8 times the size of Ghana, 10 times the size of Cameroon, and 4 times the size of Kenya. A lot of people attribute Nigeria's music success to population but not crime. I wonder why. Nigerians are some of the most hardworking, most resourceful, and most resilient people you'll ever find. That resilient spirit has been a major contributing factor to their success as a people, especially in the diaspora. Most of the population are working hard just to earn an honest living. It would not be right to brand a population of over 230 million people as scammers because of the misdeeds of a fraction of the population. Anyway, thanks to the success of Afrobeats and the export of their culture in the diaspora, most other African countries are starting to see that their music and culture too can be an export. Even though some have gone about it the wrong way, hating rather than leveraging on the success of Nigeria. Africa as a continent would be unstoppable if they work together, and for any revolution that'll happen in Africa, Nigeria will play a pivotal role. As Nelson Mandela said, the world will not respect Africa until Nigeria earns that respect. The black people of the world need Nigeria to be great as a source of pride and confidence. I'm not saying that certain Nigerians didn't exhibit some behaviors that warranted negative reactions, especially in other African countries. But again, please keep in mind that these do not represent the whole nation. In every culture, tribe, or people there's good and bad people. I would end this with a quote from an article written by the Sahara reporters. All in all, that a few Nigerians, as is the case with citizens from all parts of the world, are involved in fraudulent activities or other criminal enterprise does not give anyone the right to lump all Nigerians and give us false label. Oh no. There is another irony, though. No matter what they say and or think about Nigerians, they usually do so with some measure of respect, admiration, and wonder. After all, Nigerians, for the most part, are simply forward-looking, envelope-busting, frontier-pushing, barrier-erasing, and are an enterprising group of people.